This film is dedicated to ORIX USA employees. ORIX Foundation has had a monumental year of success, and this is entirely due to our employees. When the Charity Committee first met in 2006, the immediate goal was to use a corporate grant of $250,000 to fund scratch and dent nonprofits providing food, education, and other basic needs to impoverished families in our communities. But the long-term vision was to inspire employees' own philanthropic ideas and to create a charitable vehicle which ORIX employees would own and operate ourselves. Because of the generosity of ORIX employees, the foundation grew from funding $250,000 in 2006 to funding over $1.3 million this fiscal year alone. In addition, ORIX employees have given hundreds of hours of volunteer time to local charities.
Family Gateway is an organization in Dallas that helps families with children become self-sufficient. Part of the way they do this is by providing short-term and long-term housing for families. They have apartments at 3 different complexes in Dallas that helps the families with housing. They also provide job placement and search activities for the parents, and tutoring and computer labs and other activities for the children after school. About a year ago, I went to Family Gateway with my daughter. They were doing a dance demonstration for the kids and such, and we got to take a tour of the facilities while we were there, and I saw how happy the moms and the children were and thought this is a great organization and matches with the foundation's mission, so I thought it'd be a good thing to start getting involved and introduce them to the foundation. Our department got together and decided to go to the Family Gateway and help serve lunch one day, and they all were excited to do this, so we went over there and got to meet some of the families and children and the people that work there, and I think it was a fun activity for the group, and afterwards they all said they'd like to continue this and maybe do it once a month or a quarter or something. And ORIX Foundation has really given me the opportunity to kind of look at what I do to try to help people, and it kind of gave me the push to get with Family Gateway and see what I could do to help them, since it matches up with the foundation's mission so closely. I thought that was a great opportunity for me to help the community.
We are here at the We Over Me farm at Paul Quinn College in South Dallas. Paul Quinn College is one of the nation's 110 historically black colleges and universities. It was founded in the mid-1800s. The purpose of the We Over Me farm at Paul Quinn College is to alleviate the food desert crisis that's plaguing not only South Dallas but also low-income census tracts around the country. What a food desert is it's generally described as an area of poverty whereupon the residents have very little means of obtaining healthy food options. There are no grocery stores within 5 miles of this campus and this community, and thus there are no healthy food options for the residents. And what we're doing is we're building a greenhouse over here, and ultimately once the greenhouse is up and operational, it'll allow for year-round growing season, as well as the ability to harvest seeds from each year's crop to make the next year's crop more efficient and less costly. Through the generosity of the ORIX Foundation and other related entities, we are now halfway through that 4-year project, and with the impact that we're creating here, the We Over Me farm will double its production capacity by this time next year.
The U.S.O is a great organization standing for United Service Organizations, and they work primarily with supporting the military and their families throughout all of their service years. And over the years, I guess we remember the U.S.O basically as Bob Hope tours and Anne Margaret tours and all that, and they still do that. They do that all over the world, and they're very supportive of the military. Anytime the guys pass through an airport, they're allowed, they go in there and just hang out and have fun. So it's a time of them to relax. The Welcome Home a Hero program I've been doing with the ORIX Foundation volunteers for about a year now, and we go out to the airport and just cheer on the troops as they get off their planes from Iraq and Afghanistan. It's a very rewarding experience. We get to shake their hands, tell them thank you for their service, and it's just so special. It's just a very rewarding experience. I have a deep passion for saying thank you. I just feel as though people need to volunteer and find the passion in their hearts that makes them feel like they're giving back to their community, whether it be the military or local organizations that they feel passionate about. And it's just so important to do that. And you know, I choose military because it's dear to my heart, and I think that's what's important. That's what does it for me.
Community Partners of Dallas is an amazing organization that liaisons with Child Protective Services, otherwise known as CPS, and they help take care of neglected and abused children, specifically those children that unfortunately now have to deal with CPS and fall into that program. Community Partners of Dallas, they do an amazing job of providing support to those CPS workers and additionally to the families and to the children. Oftentimes, children that are in CPS end up with other family members if they're capable of taking care of them, and they don't have the ability to be able to provide the things that they need in order to take care of those children. So CPD will provide car seats and cribs and outfits, and they'll make sure that the family member has rent that they need if they have to, let's say now they need a 2-bedroom apartment. So they provide all sorts of services to the families, but they also work closely with CPS and the caseworkers in deciphering what the needs are for those various children. One of the main reasons that I love being part of the CPD is because I'm behind the scenes, but I get to have this really meaningful impact on all these children that are forced to go through this program and be subject to CPS. And the other part of it is I have 2 little girls, and for example, just this last week we were able to participate in the Easter basket drive, and my little girl was in the assembly line right there stuffing grass in the baskets and being a part of the entire experience. And so it allows me to introduce her to what it means to give back to the community and be able to do it with my family, and it's just really a great way to teach her about what that all means and to see the impact of that.
My wife and I got involved with the Talented and Gifted High School with our daughters graduating in 1998 and 2000. The school, which is otherwise known as TAG, is an academic college preparatory school within the public schools of Dallas. TAG has been rated the best public high school by Newsweek 3 out of the last 5 years in the United States. The 2 years that it lost, it was number 2 in the nation. It has also had the highest passing rate on the advanced placement test in Texas. This year, in the senior class of 55 students, there are 5 National Merit finalists, 2 National Achievement finalists, and 3 National Hispanic Scholars. The ORIX Foundation provided money for the school to buy digital graphic thermometers to use in the chemistry lab, which I was able to observe the students using during one of the class periods one morning. Additional funding was used for computers, calculators, and necessary teaching materials. Liz and I are involved with TAG because we believe our work has been and continues to be instrumental in allowing these young people top-tier educations, which provides them the opportunity to go to the top colleges and universities in the United States.
Mi Escuelita is part of the Head Start program, and it is really to get these kids where English is not their first language ready to begin kindergarten. both of my kids are involved in it, and their involvement is much more, their time commitment is much greater than mine is. I just go in and read to the kids, but my two oldest children spend the whole day with the kids, and they go through the lessons with them, and take them out to the playground, play with them, and things like that. But it is really kind of a preschool for them, especially for kids who, again, like I said, English is not their first language, or kids, I don't want to say at risk, but kids that may need a little more prep work to begin kindergarten, so they could be, kind of quickly assimilate to the kindergarten environment. I found out about the reading program, and I've been doing it now for 2 years. And interestingly enough, my oldest daughter is also now involved in, or was involved with it. She's going to be graduating soon, and she just loves it too. I mean, she really looks forward to every Monday when she gets a chance to go and spend a day with these kids, because they're just wonderful. Unfortunately, I got into it to kind of help the kids, but I think that I get more out of it than they do, which I don't know if that was set up to do, but they seem to enjoy it. They love when I come in and read to them, and I sure do.
ORIX Foundation belongs to the employees. Thank you for a year marked by growth and ownership, and thank you for making an impact in our communities.